Check, 1, 2. This album is somewhat of a continuation of the last record, and I think people are going to like what they hear. Marshall Altman was the producer for the last album, Lay It On Down.
I just don't want to blow that amp up if we're running that thing hard.
I collaborated with some new writers, along with like Mark Selby and Tia Sillers, because I was trying to step outside the box and outside the comfort zone and push myself to do different things.
Kenny's changing as an artist. He's growing as an artist. It's one of the best things about him. He's capable of expressing himself emotionally through his guitar, but he's also a hell of a writer too. So all those elements are driving to make this record probably maybe a deeper version musically of what we started on the last record.
So far, what we've done, I think, is exciting in a different kind of way. Songs are different. Some are a little bit more organic, and some of them are like you have a different kind of an excitement factor, a different approach than the last record.
When people hear this record, it's going to have a little bit more of an edge. There's going to be some songs on here that rock pretty hard, but still have those blues elements. We bring in a little rock and roll or a little R&B.
So the extra bar at the end of the chorus.
Okay.
And then while he's going, duck, 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 ba-ba-duck, duck, duck.
Maybe a small amount of country influence or whatever, and we kind of bend the genre into something, new and different.
Everything that we do comes from the blues, and I think all American music is rooted in that.
And then Danny Myrick and Dylan Altman, who I wrote, Baby Got Gone and Down for Love and a whole bunch of songs for Lay It On Down, we wrote more material for this record as well. Some people use all studio musicians on their record, and then they have another group of musicians that they tour with. But oftentimes, most of the time actually, I use my band, my touring band, in the studio. And so we bring in Chris Layton. You're gonna see him live playing the same stuff with me that he played in the studio. You also have Noah Hunt on vocals, who's been in my band for over 21 years now. You come see the live show, and you're going to hear the same instruments and the same parts being played by the guys that actually played them in the studio.
One of the great things about working with touring musicians is they become a unit.
Yeah. Playing live, you feed off the crowd, so it's a little bit of a different thing. In the studio, you are your own audience.
It's that fine line of taking that energy from the stage and putting it into this box.
When you're in the room, you have the ability, these spontaneous moments where songs can evolve.
The magic, that you hope for is that kind of maybe some of your conceptions or your preconceptions are kind of blown right out of the water.
Sometimes you start with something and you end up with something totally different.
In music, that's what I live for, where something just completely, you didn't know it was going to happen, you didn't specifically plan it, just happens, you go, wow, what was that? That was cool. And that's, that's kind of the magic dust.
Sometimes I feel like a man in a cannon.
How Kenny's playing the guitar, literally, his hands on the guitar, affects the sound. It affects the emotional response all the other guys get in the room. How hard the drummer's hitting, how soft the drummer's hitting, where his mind is, where his eyes are. All those things are important in the process. Making music isn't just it's not a singular effort. It is a group effort, especially on an album like this.
So I think our records do have a very live, raw energy to them, and that's something that we strive to try to keep. I don't know, that adds an edge to it, I think.
I like being under pressure. I like to challenge myself and get out of the comfort zone and see what could come from that. There's nothing holding you back from trying new things. That's how people achieve greatness, is pushing themselves.
See how light and fast we can run. With a little luck, we might just catch a tailwind. Hey, fellow travelers, keep traveling.